Hey folks, welcome in. I hope that you are having a great time zone. So right now I have the Gagassi Star Realm open, which is cats have taken over the earth. They've taken their rightful place as our overlords, and they rule, we serve, as it should be. Vilafar agrees. I also made several other Fates of Earth, including dolphins took over the Earth, which is an ocean world, because they are aquatic, so they need it to be an ocean. We sort of serve them, or sort of their pets, is kind of how I figure it. Corporate personhood being taken to a very unnatural, literal extent, to the point where humans kind of get consumed and turned into rations who are disturbing. They're a necrophage species that are extremely long-lived and look like humans, but are far more sinister. Earth Incorporated, which is a corporate death cult with permanent employment, which means that after you die, you can be reanimated so you can continue serving the corporation. And this version, the Earth has yet to explode, but it's going to soon. Terran Systems Incorporated is the same idea, but the Earth has already exploded and we live in space. These are all very optimistic. The Omni Servitors, the robots we created to serve us in our lives of luxury, are left on a relic world, kind of trying to keep things running, and have gotten to the point where they are ready to go back and reclaim the stars. The Angel of Death Matrix. You might notice that the little flying bird thingy next to this one is grayed out. I'll get back to why that in a minute, because the Angel of Death Matrix is kind of terrifying. It's basically Skynet. The defense system that we created turned on us, basically destroyed us. That's supposed to be a tomb world. This one is probably, from our perspective, the most positive outcome. Basically the Federation from Star Trek, except that it's not a Federation with alien species, because the only way to do that in this game has you competing with your neighbors for territory way too early, and it kind of sucks. We're going to be playing as these guys. Meta. Driven assimilators. They're going to be a lot of fun. And then you can see I've been busy. I really, really love this game as a storytelling device, and I love coming up with different empires that explore the different civics and origins and stuff. I tend to have a certain type that I like to go with, certain ethics that I prefer. Like, these guys would ideally be the priesthood of Mars, but I didn't have the heart to make them xenophobes, so they are not accurate. These are my most recent Fate of Earth, the new hard reset origin, which to me is very reminiscent of the Matrix. You suddenly wake up out of having been assimilated into a machine as a bunch of warbots, basically. And you're trying to figure out what the hell is going on. I started a game with this origin and found it to be very compelling. I really enjoyed it. And you should look way more cybernetic. What is up with you? I gave you thank you. That's how you should look. You can't have them start in the Sol system though. There's a special solar system that you have to use for this origin, so I'm not sure if it's really a Fates of Earth per se, but I decided to include it. Fates of Humans, I guess, would be more accurate. So basically, my idea for this that I just came up with would be to have all the Fates of Earth. I'm not sure how there are multiple Sol systems, multiple Earths in the same galaxy. I might not have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, possibly 6, 7, 8, 9, and I think I skipped our empire, so 10 empires spawn. Hello, Frosty. Welcome. I think I'm gonna limit it, but maybe 4 or 5 different versions of Earth and humans. I'm not sure how that happened, but I thought it would be really cool to have like all these different versions of us essentially and see how we all do, how we get along. Well, I have some random number between 2 and 4, so we may or may not get this. We may or may not get the Fallen Empire. It says here, this empire may or may not appear depending on the number of AI empires that are spawned. So we know we're definitely going to get 2. I don't know if we're definitely going to get those 2. I'm going to hope that these 2 are going to be Fates of Earth and not completely random. And then we can have advanced settings. I just want to double check that all of this is the way I like it. Okay, good. Playing a nice, fun, easy game. Relaxed game. Actually, with a map this big, I probably should have tossed all the Fates of Earth in there. I don't know, how do I like this constellation? That's not bad, and we have a black hole right here. You know what, let's stay with this. We might have 2 to 4 other Fates of Earth that we run into. This, I don't get what the point of this is. Other than maybe if you are new to the game, it might help you. Like, these are all, well, most of these are good ideas early in the game. They kind of give you a little bit of a guideline depending on what your goal is. Personally, I like to set up my technology and focus on basic stuff, setting myself up to be more efficient with research, cheaper, faster shipbuilding is pretty nice. If you get a thing that gives you more unity, that's really nice. Getting my science ship exploring as early as possible is nice, and I like to be able to secure choke points as soon as possible, as well as just kind of have a sense of what's going on locally for me. And I want to know what's up with that black hole, because you can find, it's kind of a mixed bag. You can find nifty things in black holes, but they can also be dangerous. I also think I might want a a second science ship to explore more efficiently. Another thing I like to do is design my ships, but you can just leave them auto-generated when you first start out. I don't know if this is necessarily any better, but it's what I like to do. Please let me know, somebody who's more experienced with this game than I am, if that was stupid of me. Oh, that's right. We're going with decadent lifestyle for these guys. Usually I like to put everybody on social welfare, but we're not doing that this time. And then I have a mod that lets me select my precursor empire. I'm gonna go with those guys. Ruin Strategic Coordination Center. That's great. Finding a mega structure like that is really nice. Because these things are extremely expensive to build. So if you find one that you can just repair, it's still very expensive and time consuming, but a lot less so. We are one with the cosmos. Alright, we have discovered the Grunar. I think I will not get too into that. Having an archaeologist on the team will be very helpful. And let's make you very good at archaeology. And let's change up the council, actually. Because our current head of research doesn't have any counselor traits, so they're not really... them being on the council isn't really benefiting us. But this new scientist that we just hired does have a counselor trait. So it's worth it. It's better to put them on the council. Then we get some benefit from it. Honestly, early on, I like to go with exploration, discovery is what it's called.
Council agenda available.
This way we can explore, find out what's around us, start claiming. So I'll also go with exploration, I think is what it's called actually. But that's the thing. Trying to avoid spoilers, that other origin that I was talking about, hard reset. Why do you still have auto next to you? I didn't save the change that I made. I thought something was a little bit off with that.
Just wanted to wish you good luck on rolling in the world with cats.
Thank you.
And dogs a shout out, of course.
Oh, that's right. The hard reset origin forced me to change my usual starting strategy. Sorry, go ahead.
You got some rolling of cats. Remember to make everyone your vassals and have them feed you and give you all their luxuries.
That's right. That's exactly what I'm going for.
Have
a perfect night.
Just remember me. That's a hint of where I'm going to be at.
I will. This unlocks new stuff here. Map the stars will help with our exploration, so I'm gonna activate that. There's other stuff that we can activate too, like Veneration of Saints will increase our resources from priests and our spiritualist ethics attraction, so we can activate that. We could also fortify the border, but we don't really need it right now, so I'm not going to worry about it. Here, as long as what we're spending here stays under this fund, it won't take away from our Unity stores. They completely changed this, so I'm kind of reeling a bit. And one thing that annoys me is that you don't start with science labs. I'm like, why don't you start with science labs? Either that or it's because we're spiritualists. Maybe that's why we don't start with science labs. So I'm going to build science labs, research labs, because I want to be able to do science and hope that that solves my unemployment problem. We also definitely need more industry. Can I just build industry districts?
Star system charted.
Oh. If I... Wait. Hold on a second. They changed this, so it has me very confused. If I build a city district now, it adds 1,000 housing and produces jobs based on the buildings that I have built. 20 physicist, biologist, and engineer jobs because I'm in the process of building research labs. 40 priest jobs because I have that temple. 50 metallurgist jobs. And 50 artisan jobs because it's mixed industry. Huh. Fascinating. That is really... But then what about these buildings? What about the enforcers and traders and holo theaters and stuff? I have a lot of hedonists. I'm not sure what hedonists are. Are they... Because, okay, so elites are politicians. Politicians turn consumer goods into unity and amenities. Okay, great. Specialists are physicists, biologists, and engineers, priests, enforcers, entertainers, traders, metallurgists, and artisans. And we can look here and see what they all do. I'm not going to read all of it because it's a lot, but they do specific things. Workers, you have technicians, miners. Oh, and you can see what they produce. You can see what they produce and what their upkeep is. Right? So they're doing specific things. And then you just have civilians. Oh, who produce unity and trade. I guess they're like the clerks and stuff. Because you used to have clerks. Clerk jobs that were created by the commercial zones and the city districts. So maybe they're civilians, and well, now hedonists because of the pleasure seeker civic. That's the best thing I can think of. Okay. It was never really clear what clerks did anyway. Let's get our next tradition, and I'm actually gonna go into expansion. I want star bases to cost less influence. And then when we do get to having a colony, we can... Colonization fever used to make it so that new colonies would start with 2 colonists instead of 1. Well, I guess it makes sense because you used to have pops starting in the single digit. You'd have 1 pop of colonists and start with 2. Now you have like 1,000 colonists or whatever. So that doesn't make any sense anymore.
Council agenda available.
So I'm definitely claiming this. I'm gonna want at least 2 construction ships. And once we can colonize Alpha Centauri. I like to do the habitable world survey. It doesn't really cost any extra effort because as you're just surveying the galaxy, you're going to run into habitable worlds, so you're going to end up doing it anyway, and then you get XP and stuff from it, so why not? Biological civilization detected. Initiate custodial protocol 46 subroutine alpha 8. Message follows. Greetings, organic sapiens. You are approaching next continuance territory. Though these systems serve as a refuge for sapient organics against the error data block corrupted. Threat. For refugee status applications, proceed to central processing. All sapient organic species are welcomed on basis of availability and need. Notice, hostile actions against refugees or custodian systems will be met with maximum available force deployment. We are delighted to meet you, Nex. They don't really care how we respond. The news that we have encountered intelligent alien life for the first time is spreading like wildfire throughout the Gagassi Star Realm. Our citizens are fascinated by these beings, and the media is full of reports and speculation on their culture and society. The revelation that we are not alone in this galaxy has largely been greeted with celebration on Earth. The empire these aliens have founded appears to be very old, and their level of technology is far ahead of our own. There is no doubt a great deal they could teach us. Their wisdom must be great. I don't like to take Fleet Organizer. Naval capacity plus 5% is great, but then when this person isn't on the council anymore, then your naval capacity suddenly drops and you get penalized for all those extra ships. I'd rather have my naval capacity stay more stable. Now this is a clear choke point, and it has a specific thing that I want to protect, so I'm definitely going to upgrade this starport. Oh, that's one thing that they changed that I have mixed feelings about. Now anomalies just show up over here, so it's not constantly pausing and sticking a pop-up in your face, but I keep missing them. Our colony ship has gently touched down at the mouth of a large river delta on one of the continents on Alpha Centauri Prime. This temperate, forested area will provide shelter and easy access to raw materials. The ship has been converted into a reassembled ship shelter to serve as headquarters, and its reactor core removed to act as the colony's temporary power source. Tents filled with construction materials alongside prefab shelters have sprung up around the ship's hull as colonists disembark, making the first Gagassi city on an alien world. Our colony is a testament to our higher purpose. Well, here we go. Colony development speed plus 25%. Urban districts when establishing colonies plus 1. Oh, was that? That might have been more useful before the... Oh wait, no. No, right now. Right now that's useful. Let's go. Nemo World. Our colony on Alpha Centauri Prime has encountered an odd situation. We have apparently settled on the back of a gargantuan amphibian reptile whose bony shell is formed of various exotic minerals. Most of what we thought were local islands have turned out to be these creatures. Our colonists have begun to refer to them as Nemas. They seem harmless enough, and as long as we don't dig too deep into their shell, they should barely notice us. Carry on. Begins the Nemo World event chain. Moving islands modifier added. Housing minus 10%. Society research from jobs plus 15%. I actually want you to be a mixed industry world. Because as you can see, we have a consumer goods deficit. Oh, alright. We have one of those and one of those. So which is the bigger priority? Let's pause for a second. You're blocking one district, you're blocking two. So I guess the jungle is the bigger priority. Oh, yay. Feral behavior. I hate that one. It's extremely annoying. I'm like, come on, you guys, can't we play nice? And unfortunately, like, you can't just nip it in the bud. You have to let it start getting out of hand, and it's stupid, and yada yada. And I'm like, can we just not? I don't know. Do you need me to build precinct houses? I can build precinct houses. Don't like to do that, but there you go. This is madness, yada yada. Now we can finally do something about the problem. Alright. Let's go find out what's going on. Yay, people like one of our cats. No reason not to support it. Monthly Unity plus 10, amenities from jobs plus 15%. Very nice. Our colony at Alpha Centauri Prime has been flourishing. The adolescents of this new world have sought to create entertainment for themselves, as youths are wont to do. Some groups have made a game of sneaking up as close as they dare to their local Nema's head. Unfortunately, this daring activity has led to tragedy. After startling the beasts, several young Gagassi fell off the neck of the massive creature, resulting in injuries and one fatality. Distraught colonists are now asking for something to be done about these brutish behemoths. I don't think they're brutish. I think the youths need to be more careful. Something must be done. Study the Nema. Astral says dumb teens are going to be dumb teens. Or allow the use their fun. Moving islands modifier removed. On the backs of Nema modifier added. Yada yada. Let's study the Nema. So then we get to go do this. We shall put the fate of the Nema in the care of our best scientists and see what solutions can be found. Oops, you're back. Alright, I guess I'm not doing anything there. You need a governor. Mixed industry needs civilian industries. I'm going to assign my head of research to this ship and have them start with that. And then I'm going to hire somebody new for this ship. And they're all spiritualists. Oh my god. Alright, well, I'll hire the youngster, I guess. I took charismatic even though I don't have a free slot on the council. Figuring let this person, this youngster, get experience in the field. When they are more experienced, eventually they can take the place of their elder on the council, possibly, and they'll have developed counselor trait that could be useful. And you never know when you might need them to step up. Oh dear. A new faction has recently been gaining traction in the internal political landscape of the Gagassi Star Realm. They call themselves the One Throne Group. Their members have been pushing hard for extreme centralization of political and military power. That's my fault. I made these guys authoritarian because, I don't know. I don't know if this is really true of cats, but I feel like they do kind of vie for dominance, and you might have like one kind of alpha cat who's more in charge and the others have to get in line. Let me know if I'm mistaken regarding that. Here, I feel like we have Empress Raven, who is in charge of all of us, and Poe kind of does her bidding. Poe is the forward scout and the one who gets us humans in line, serving dinner and whatnot. We have the One Throne group. They want autocracy, which we have because we have a dictator. Stratified society, which we don't currently have because we don't have a stratified economy, though we have pretty close with the pleasure seeker economy. I feel like that should count. Slavery or purging, we're not gonna do. I mean, I guess we could do slavery, but I'd rather not. And we're not gonna do purging. So, sorry you guys, you're gonna be disappointed. Oppressive subjugation policy. We don't know anybody to subjugate, so... they like that the ruler has empire ethic, but they'd prefer if the ruler had their ethic. And they like that they're represented on the council. The Xeno Liberty Center are... they're xenophiles, which I think is the more important one, and they're also egalitarian. But you can see we don't actually have any egalitarians in our empire. But they would embrace some of those ideals. No species-wide slavery makes them happy. No purges make them happy. They want us to make contact with somebody. They like that we have proactive first contact protocols. They want us to have a benevolent subjugation policy, which is the opposite of the One Throne group. They like that our ruler has empire ethic. But they would prefer if they had one of their own ethic. They are not currently represented on the council, so I need to try and find somebody, a leader who is a xenophile to put on the council so that they'll be represented. Or not. I could just ignore them, but I prefer to make my factions happy-ish. And then the Alliance of Spiritualists are very happy with me. They don't like that robotic workers are allowed. They don't like that they're allowed, but they do like that they're not considered citizens, I guess. They like that their values are reflected in our ethics. They like that at least 25% of the population is spiritualist. It's actually the largest faction. They like that the ruler has their ethic and that they are represented on the council. So, those are our factions. TLDR, the spiritualists are the largest and happiest faction. The authoritarians and the xenophiles are about the same size as each other. The authoritarians are slightly less unhappy. Basically, because at least they're represented on the council. What's going on here? These guys are not happy, and they're being stupid. I don't know, if I give you medicine, will you be less stupid? Having tasked our best biologists and engineers with devising potential solutions for the Nema dilemma on Alpha Centauri Prime, several proposals are now ready to be presented. We've considered everything from the most rational to the most extreme of ideas. The urgency of this situation demands we must skip straight to live field tests. Breed more Nemas and safeguard them for more living space, or enslave the Nemas so that they become deferential and compliant. See, okay, well, the authoritarians would want us to enslave them. However, we also have xenophiles who would want us to breed and safeguard them. And even though I believe they're the smaller faction, I think they're going to be the louder faction. And they're going to win. maybe the spiritualists chime in and attribute some kind of holy properties to these Nema and help gain momentum for the Xenophiles argument.
Situation log updated.
Start a Nema breeding program. Apparently we can have multiple of these going on at once, I hope. Yes, okay. Savage spores. Investigation of the strange and wild behavior currently besetting Alpha Centauri Prime has been completed, and the vast network of cave tunnels that permeates the planet's crust, an enigmatic fungus has been found. It grows all over the caves, floors, walls, ceiling, and stretches out for thousands of miles. The fungus frequently releases spores that are vented out of the caves. For what purpose has not been established, but we know for certain that it causes primitive behavior in our species, releasing primal urges within. We can try to find a useful application of this phenomenon, or we can exterminate the fungus altogether. Do we utilize it, or do we exterminate? Exterminate. Well, fuck, 'cause we're xenophiles. But we're also spiritualists, and we cannot allow this vile substance to continue corrupting our people, causing this unholy behavior.
Situation log updated.
There we go. I think usually I utilize the cave mushrooms. Space amoebas! The entities encountered by our fleet some time ago are new, wondrous forms of spaceborne life. Quickly nicknamed Space Amoeba following an analyst's gross misreading of initial sensor output, the creature is in fact larger than the average Gagassian corvette. We should leave it be and remotely monitor the creature and its kin from Earth. Fascinating creatures, or we can learn to coexist. And I need to be very careful and make sure I click on we can learn to coexist, because that gives you the option to pacify the amoebas, and that lets you coexist with them, as it says, enter systems with them, let them enter your systems, etc., 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 and not have to fight them. And that is why I always play as xenophile and or pacifist. There are times when it just doesn't make sense, but if I can get away with it, I try to have one of the ethics that lets you pacify the amoebas. Oh wait, no. They haven't been pacified yet. We need to research that. Devastation, low stability, low amenities. People are being stupid. That's okay, because we are going to purge the source of the corruption and restore. That's what we need. We lack spiritual guidance. We don't need medicine. We need a temple. I know the alphabet. We probably also need medicine. Especially since the temple doesn't provide... Oh, it does provide amenities. But it doesn't provide enough amenities. So actually, screw that. Sorry, spiritualists. We're going with medicine. Medicine provides a hell of a lot more amenities. This timeline thing is kind of cool. I like it. The project to incinerate all cave mushrooms have now been completed, and the primal urge-inducing fungus has been exterminated. As luck would have it, several of the burned-out caves turned out to have rich mineral veins, which can now be exploited further. Excellent. Add cave shroom veins to Alpha Centauri Prime. Miners are converted to cave cleaners. Miner jobs plus 300. 1 miner job per 20 pops. Right. Evolving Society is launched. Chart the unknown. Let's do this. And... ooh. I'm torn. Interstellar Dominion will greatly reduce the cost of starbases, which is nice and good to get early. Technological Ascendancy. You know what? I don't need that quite yet because I'm still trying to get normal stuff. So even though it would make sense since we just finished the Discovery Tree, I think it makes sense to wait. Consecrated Worlds is cool if you're playing a Spiritualist Empire. You get perks for consecrating uninhabited planets. The best way to do it is to consecrate Gaia worlds. I'll explain that if we encounter one or etc. So yeah, I think I'm actually going to grab Interstellar Dominion. That tends to be the first one I go for. I don't know if that's necessarily the optimal play, but it's what I like to do. Why aren't you guys producing more consumer goods?
Charted.
I don't know. Would adding more people help? Because I suspect... yeah, I have a ton of available jobs. And a ton of empty houses. Okay, I'm distributing luxury goods in hopes that people will come here. I'm not sure why people will want to come here. But hoping people will move here. Earth is overpopulated and Alpha Centauri Prime needs people. Because there are jobs that would provide amenities. If people work those jobs, then we'll have the amenities that we need. It's like the largest part of the population is enforcers. Check your empire focus. My empire focus is not having my colonists not implode on themselves. Such was Gelibor's confidence that we followed him blindly, testing the prototype on ourselves. That's a bad idea. Our immune systems were initially bolstered. We were nigh invincible to any outside pathogens. Then the mutations started. Gelibor perished first. It was difficult to watch. Now the whole team is resting in the morgue, and I will soon join them. We failed. We trusted our lives to Gelibor's flawed formula. The universal macrophage works too well. It eventually attacks the host itself. Everything here must be destroyed. Destroy everything, or complete Gelibor's work. It holds promise. Tech progress gained. Universal macrophage. Plus 20%. No. This is against the will of the divine. Alright, let's do the archaeological work we came here to do, please. Sheesh. Alright, bull organism, that's more like it. I don't really want to get into their story because it's too depressing. Alright, let's increase our pop growth speed because, believe it or not, we need it. At least on our colony. I think our problem is that we don't have enough people working certain jobs. And I can, ironically enough, say, no, I need less enforcers.
Technology secured.
What does it take to get more medical workers? Why are there less medical workers? After initial trials with the adult specimen, our zoologists have set up a Nema breeding system on Alpha Centauri Prime in the hopes of introducing more giant Nemas to our oceans. The breeders warn that this cannot continue indefinitely and that the planet can only support 3, perhaps 4 more Nemas. The estimated time until we have our next Nema should be about 10 years. We'd best commence breeding then. Cute little baby Nema!
Situation log updated.
Baby continent. Yay! Amoeba's pacified. They no longer perceive us as a threat. I don't know. I found the pop-up anomalies really annoying, and I'm glad they don't do that anymore. But at the same time, I kind of would prefer to be able to be like, yes, explore that, and not have to go back to it. Okay, these guys are in the nuclear age, I guess. Or the atomic age. So hopefully they will not blow themselves up. They're militaristic and xenophobic. That's not good. So if they become spacefaring, that could become a problem. They might decide that they want to wipe me out. I'd rather assimilate them first. What? I'm not driven assimilators. What are you talking about? Oh gosh, I have all these star bases and I haven't finished building them and all this stuff. I'm not sure what I want to build in them though. Is the problem. You know what? For this one, I can probably put resource silos because I need that. And maybe I'll put solar panels. Should I just put 2 solar panels? Well, I can build defenses around it. So yeah, I'll build solar panels. And it already has more defense than a normal one would. Actually, you are probably gonna end up being like a shipyard or something. But for now, you know what? Actually, for now, let me just give you these. Put 6, so why not do that here and here. Okay, if you keep going this way, you're gonna run into their space. That's fine. It's good to know where that border is. I need to decide what I want to do over here. Do I want to observe these dudes? Do I want to try and see if I can assimilate them somehow? Do I want to just let them be? Do I want to acquire everything around them so that if they become spacefaring, they will not be able to expand, and if I have to, I can easily crush them? That's probably a good way to go about it. I guess I'll go with a higher purpose for now. Yeah, I think our higher purpose is going to be to completely surround these dudes. And then, actually, if we maintain a floor of a certain amount of influence, at least the way it used to work is we can just be like, nope, you're part of our empire now. And they won't be happy about it, but there won't be anything they can do about it. Hey, you're not freaking out anymore. I'm proud of you. The wreckage on the asteroid T-76-1 is the remains of a vessel belonging to a now stranded scientist, Dormuga, identifying herself as belonging to the hitherto unknown Velutarian species. From amidst the wreckage, she somehow managed to contact the science officer stationed aboard the ISS Vuki Higron and is requesting to be rescued. She explains that her collision was due to malfunctioning navigational sensors and that she has been unable to leave the asteroid for several years. She claims her scientific knowledge to be without equal and that she would be a valuable asset. She points to her survival as proof of that. She may join her cause, which gives you a level 6 scientist who unlocks a bunch of research, or no, leave her. She may join our cause, even though that's going to put us over the scientist cap. We'll deal. So now we have an unemployed scientist. That's okay. I've been wanting another science ship, actually. Oh, you're level 5 already. But she has research speed +6 and leader experience gain +5 and higher expertise computing. She's just all around gonna be better in this position. So sorry, you're being replaced by totally not a human. She looks like a human, but she's not a human. She's some other species. Velutarian. The stranded scientist always looks like a human, but is some other species.
Technology secured.
Whoa! And that just drastically increases our range so we can see more hyperlanes. Grasp the Void increases our starbase capacity. I'm not sure if that's a good idea now, or if it would be better to go with Tech Ascendancy. Because there are other ways to increase your starbase capacity. I think Tech Ascendancy would be better. Let's see. Well, as you can see, we're able to see some of what's going on over here. We found some more pre-FTL dudes. You are egalitarians and pacifists. Oh, how nice. Alright, so these dudes we can observe or just let them be. We can have joint custody of them with these dudes. Our breeding program on Alpha Centauri Prime bears fruit as we add another Nema to our ranks. This juvenile has quickly acclimated to our presence, and we have found it a stable habitat. The Nema should now be ready to bear our industry. I like to research clearing blockers as soon as I can, because you never know what it might be blocking. Custodian Protocol 475-3 activated. Oh, I should be reading this in a robotic voice. Message follows. Attention, Gagassi. Your civilization is presently at 57.216% risk of destruction due to error. Data block corrupted. We have calculated that colonization of Bark Hollow B3 will increase your survival chances by 4.558%. We request colonization and establishment of a significant Gargassian presence on the planet. Will you comply? I am 99% sure that is not a continental world. I can't see it. Where is it? Have I even found this planet? You know what? Sure. I'll colonize that planet, sure.
Situation log updated.
Something tells me this is going to get me into more trouble than it's worth. Oh, here. Oh. Okay. Let's take a look at this planet. Oh, fine. It's not ideal, but it's not terrible. We can colonize it. Game Prelling telling me what to do. I don't know, you're a really good explorer. Make you an even better explorer? No, round you out. Round you out. So their traits make them a good explorer. They have good survey speed and good anomaly discovery chance. And then their veteran class is Scholar, which increases their anomaly research speed, archaeology excavation speed, etc. So then once they find the thing, they can research it more quickly. I guess the game would want you to have one person specialize in finding it and somebody else specialize in researching it, but I'm kind of like, you're already there. Isn't necessarily how it always works out, but there you go. Oh, yeah, I guess I could see where colonizing this would be helpful from a few different perspectives. Yeah, because they want me to, so I'll do it. Something tells me this is going to be a pain in the butt. They're going to want me to do all sorts of weird stuff, and I'm going to be like, go away. But that could be entertaining. So cute! Oh my goodness! I love it! I don't remember... I mean, planetary features have always been a thing, but I don't remember them actually showing the juvenile Nema and stuff like that. That is so cool. Can you get a better look at that picture? Minister of Defense. Yeah, let's make you a strategist. What's this? Slipshod? Are you serious? What's wrong with you? I can replace you. I should replace you. Or at least have you not be in charge of a fleet. I'm very mad at you. Fucking head of my military can't keep his ships in good condition. Oh. Ah. Well, that's gonna be entertaining if it is what I think it is. Yes, I knew it. I am caretaker AX7-B of Lexin Drop Pod 175. I have been programmed to assist citizens during the resettlement procedure. What happened here? Unfortunately, a hyperdrive malfunction led drop pods 114 through 175 to exit hyperspace 18 parsecs from our intended destination. I have attended the citizens as best I could. I managed to prevent cannibalism for 1,842 days. Unfortunately, their air supply eventually ran out. Do you have citizens in need of tending? Unidentified visitor C. If so, I would be happy to care for them. Why didn't you call for help? I turned off the emergency beacon 312 years after our arrival here. I received a message from Zolexin Prime that the target planet was inhospitable. Their caretaker robots were stuck in a similar situation to me. None of our charges survived. Oh. We can't welcome this dude because we have the policy AI outlawed because we are spiritualists. We have to try and destroy it. Oh. I'm sorry, dude. Oh, fuck. No. It is friendly. Did I change that policy? do 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 do. Artificial intelligence. Servitude? Will that work? Won't let them work in elite jobs. I don't know if that will be good enough. I can try it. Can I do this now? Yay! I think I can. I'm so bad. Welcome, caretaker. Excellent. I am ready to serve. Worst role player ever. Having it on the council is good. Governor is pretty ideal. My Minister of State, well, I just made them industrialist, actually, which is specifically governor. Unfortunately, I shouldn't have done that, but I had no way of knowing this was going to happen. I mean, I could have you continue on past their space, but I don't know. Well, no, I could have you go this way. Okay, so you're gonna go that way. I want you to go this way. There's so much this way. You know what? There's a planet here. Just go there for now. We'll figure it out later. I also want to know what's over here. I want everything. I want to know everything. Thank you for the hydrate.
Situation log updated.
Where's that one? Seriously?
Star system charted.
Ugh.
Special project complete.
Custodian Protocol 712-4 activated. Initializing resource transfer to compliant organic civilization. Message follows. Error. Data block corrupted. Error. Data block corrupted. Error. Data block corrupted. We graciously accept. And they're giving us a bunch of stuff that is indeed useful.
Spaceborne life form encountered.
I hate this. So you used to be able to clear blockers while you were colonizing the planet. Now apparently you can't anymore, and that makes me sad. Let's get superior colonies going.
Construction complete. Complete. Star system charted.
Fuck you, game. Now I have to claim all the way out to
Spaceborne
there
life form encountered.
in order to finish the bowel stuff. I hate that shit. News of a giant being seen in the dark void of space is spreading across the Empire like a plague. There is concern and optimistic wonder, but mostly brings an existential dread to the populace. Historical documents will record this day as one of tremendous importance. What is this Leviathan of which you speak? Means to test our faith or proof of the divine? Ooh. I think I would call that fiends to test our faith. Yay! Through our survey of habitable worlds, our biologists have collected a vast amount of data on alien life forms. Many of our older theories on the development of life have been disproved, and our scientific community has had to build new models from scratch. Our most interesting findings are being displayed at the newly dedicated Museum of Exobiology on Earth. The public is enthralled, and many donations have come in to aid the continued search of strange life forms. And again, that's something that we just kind of did by exploring. We didn't have to put any extra effort into it. We got 1,390 society research and, well, 1,000 energy credits, but we can't do anything with it because we're capped. I need to do something about that. You know, I'm thinking prosperity is probably a good idea right now. Yeah, let's go with prosperity.
Council agenda available.
I'm kind of wishing that I had made this... It said mixed industry, that I had just made this civilian industry. I guess it still produces some alloys. Oh gosh, you guys need amenities. You know what? You should have a temple. Even if it doesn't produce enough amenities, I just still feel like you should have at least one temple. We'll figure out where to go from there. Alright, my storage situation. I think I'm just gonna have to do this. Resource silos. And for now, I'll put guns.
Anomaly
Just in time. Starhold.
Technology secured.
I'm very curious about this refuge. It concerns me quite a bit that your refuge is a ruined ring world that doesn't have any life in it. This really is not very promising, you guys. You have your Alpha Complex. Production unit. Processing unit. A ruined ring section. Alright. So your Alpha refuge is okay. What about your Beta refuge? Same thing. So... yeah, this does not inspire a ton of confidence in your ability to help me survive. Central processing. What's that? Well, besides a black hole. That also inspires a ton of confidence. Alright, what's up in central process? That's definitely seen better days. Oh. The political frontier. Established factions and fledgling movements alike have taken an unusually keen interest in our new colony on Barcalo Prime. From the moment we announced settlement on this modest planet, nearly every political voice in the Gagassi Star Realm has had something to say about it. Our analysts don't suspect that anything truly radical is taking root on Barcalo Prime, but they advise some caution. It's clear our various political entities intend to campaign vigorously on this burgeoning world. We might be authoritarian, but we are also cats. And we want to take a nap. So keep a close watch on those activists. I have an amenities deficit, so that's reducing the happiness on this planet, and this planet's fine. I need to build more ships, and I need to decide what I want to do about this big mess I've created over here, and it's just... I need to get over here, and... we have a decent foothold, I guess. I want to finish filling this in. I have returned. Mwahaha. I just need to quickly make a note that I took my medication. As instructed, our informants on Barcalo Prime have been delivering regular updates on the colony's developing political situation. In short, the trending outlook appears good. Local enforcers and political agents have managed to keep outright dissent to a minimum, using only the bare minimum resources. Rogue factions in particular have struggled to gain any meaningful ground amongst the colonists. The result is a political environment which remains firmly within our control. Excellent, or these patriots are to be commended. Which costs money but gives us unity. I think it's worth spending some money to get unity. Pre-sapient species. Okay, great. You can colonize planets with pre-sapient species. You just have to figure out how to coexist with them.
Construction complete.
Forcefully devolved, continental preference, organic. They were forcefully devolved. Ooh, that's not nice. Oh no. Carnival protesters on Earth. Protests have erupted across Earth, driven by growing anxiety over the perceived transformation of our society following first contact with an alien species. Demonstrators question long-standing traditions, challenge the foundations of governance, and demand adaptations to accommodate a future reshaped by this revelation. Though nonviolent, the sheer scale of these movements has placed a strain on civic services and disrupted daily life. However, many citizens do not see these protests as mere disorder. They see them as a reckoning, a sign that our very identity is being rewritten before our eyes. Take no action. Encourage participation. Authorize brute force. Mobilize a grassroots response. Frame it as a distraction. 100 influence is painful to lose, but I have a lot. I like that you actually have different options for dealing with the manifesti right away. Or you can ignore them, or you can encourage them. This is great. I love this. Yeah, let's mobilize a grassroots response. You got a negative trait. Well, I'm glad you're not a counselor anymore. I want 3 things on this list. The choke points I've been claiming are kind of a moot point without this. It's not entirely true. I should really grab the rare technology. What's the point of generating all that energy if I can't hold it? If I can't store it? Relic World!
Construction complete.
Yes. I love Relic Worlds. What's this? Anomalous cube? A colossal metallic cube has been found. Seamless form is suggestive of advanced technological capabilities, although we cannot begin to speculate upon its origin or function. An archaeological expedition may provide answers. I might come back to that. But our goal right now is this one. Once that's claimed, I think we can finish the Gunnar or the Bowel thing. We might get sent to one more project and probably one more system. I don't know. But I definitely want that. So I guess we're claiming this area. Sadly, the latest effort to add another Nema to Alpha Centauri Prime has failed. We could find no habitat spacious enough for such a massive beast to thrive. The scientists are not dismayed, however, and promise better results in the future. Let's try again. I have overpopulation and crap. Oh god. This is my fault for not staying on top of things. If I just build here. That help? Let's try building hollow theaters? Yeah, hollow theaters. Woo, hollow theaters. I should have done that before. Oh, we've got more encounters. Let's see. Send you over. What's this? Oh, one of these guys. Okay. These are cool. When you encounter one of these, it's called an enclave, and they have some kind of specialized service that they can offer you. It's usually like they'll trade with you, whatever. So I guess we'll find out who these guys are and see if we want to deal with them. Alright, we can get Favored Society, which improves our specialist pop resource output. That will be nice. And I think I pretty much filled in this constellation, except that I want to grab you. Do that. I'm a little anxious to start expanding in this direction, so let's go ahead and build another construction ship. I've not built any mining districts or any rural districts at all.
Space spawn life form encountered. Star system charted.
I'm kind of leaning toward upkeep right now. Another encounter. Ooh. Who are you? Oh, amoebas. But wait, there's somebody else here now. Who are you? An alien vessel. I have a guess. I don't know that I'm crazy about it. We'll find out. Do I try and claim that constellation before they do? Might like a little bit more space between us. Lunar distress signal. That's interesting. Where is that coming from? It's coming from, oh good, over here. We can work with that. The drones and their tireless, endless work of extracting ever-diminishing resources from their local planetoids make for a somewhat dull but nevertheless informative subject of study. In fact, mining networks on Earth could stand to learn a thing or two about maximizing minimal extraction rates while conserving energy. Additionally, we have found that the drones are not completely silent. They emit signal pings, though extremely infrequently and at a wavelength hard to isolate from background noise. If there is anyone left to receive these pings, may be a mystery for another time. Easy prey. Drone destroyer modifier added. Damage to ancient mining drones plus 33%. Fascinating automata. Drone mining techniques modifier added. Mining station minerals output plus 10%. So do we want an easier time destroying these things, or do we want to boost our own mining capabilities? Normally I go with boosting our own mining capabilities, but honestly, we have a whole bunch of different ways to do that. Having an easier time destroying them could possibly be more useful, because they kind of get in the way of our expansion, or at least exploration and mobility. So I'm actually kind of tempted to go with easy prey, if nothing else for variety. And cats like to pounce on things. This one, okay. Long story short, we found a relic world. It's covered in machinery. A single institution created the entire network. It's all falling apart. It's gross. It's a mess. And there is strange organic tissue covering most of the planet-spanning machinery. Let's check this place out. Oh no. There's high gravity and titanic life. Come on, game. Why are you doing this to me? I love colonizing relic worlds, and you usually only encounter one, maybe two. Oh well, I guess we're gonna deal with this shit. There's... well, if they haven't changed it. The collapsed spire. Urban district specialization added central spire. Spider. No. I know there's a machine portrait that looks kind of like a spider. There's probably at least one organic portrait that looks kind of like a spider. But it's very easy to avoid anything arachnophobia triggering in this game, don't worry. Can I get you to just stay like this for a second? I want to see what the center spire is. I forget if there's a way to do that. Well, anyway, it used to be that the central spire was great for research. Like, this was a treasure trove for research, and that's why I would do it. Oh, here we go. Dense ruins gives you a ton of research. We'll see if it's worth coming over here. I mean, I could just build a science network, nexus, eventually. Yay, knowers of the shroud. I had a feeling it was going to be these guys. We can ask them about our fate, or we can ask them to send us a teacher. This could be interesting, considering we're spiritualists and whatnot. What is to be our fate? Yeah, we can afford that. The shroud shivers. It speaks without voice and in all voices at once. The infinite strands of time that extend from this moment now enter into confluence. Here in this place, the path ahead grows clear. The rite of divination has begun. I guess they'll tell us eventually. Sensors detect the approach of several transport vessels. Battered and broken down, the ships appear cobbled together from spare parts. The commander of the caravan's flagship is hailing us, but given the state of their technology, any communication is likely to be audio only. Divine blessings upon you. I am the anointed leader of this caravan. We ask for safe passage through your space and a kind donation of food. We are on pilgrimage, and after long years in the void, my people grow thin. Sure, no problem. What? Why are we losing influence? Fine, we have the influence to spare. From my people, the gratitude of full bellies. In truth, our arrival here is no accident. Generations past, a powerful seeker pointed to a star in the heavens and said that there we would reach the divine. Yours is that star. Here, the border between the world of the senses and the blessed realm is thin, but our ships are old and our technology second-rate. To make contact with the blessed realm, we will need your help. You may not share our gods, but will you deny us the chance to meet them? Please grant us the resources we need to complete our pilgrimage. Oh dear, now what do you want? You want 1,000 credits? and another 50 influence. Okay. More overcrowding. I don't know. Should I build... I don't know. I just overwhelmed regarding planet management. Usually I automate the planets, but I think I have to research something to be able to do that. Oh, that's right. I'm not really reading this stuff. I'm just kind of going through it because it's way too depressing. We have to go through it though. Now, does that mean that we have the thing from it? Or do we have to do another thing? We have it. Okay, this is great. So now we have the last ball. Activation cost is 3,000 unity, which we do not quite have, but we will soon. Pop growth speed plus 10%. That's a passive effect, so it's active now. Unlocks decision, new ball life seeding, granting the ability to turn one non-ecumenopolis, non-hive world, non-machine world planet into a Gaia world. A Gaia world is really awesome. It has 100% habitability for all organic species and non-organic species for that matter. And so like the tropical world that is less than ideal for my species, I can do this on it and it will be better than, well, it won't be better than Earth. Earth is already ideal for the Gagassi and the humans, but I could do it on Earth, and then Earth would be ideal for any other species that we want to be able to live there. But if we do it on Alpha Centauri Prime, then that planet will also be better. It was brilliant. On behalf of all pilgrims, I thank you. I am no poet. I cannot put the experience into words. But thanks to your generosity, we have touched the divine. May the eternal glory of the blessed realm be upon you. Understood. We get glory of the blessed realm modifier added for 5 years. Plus 10% happiness, plus 5% monthly unity, plus 150% spiritualist ethics attraction. Okay. Ooh, we can delve deeper into the secrets of the bowl. Sure. The shroud grows quiet. Once more, the weary river of time recedes into its well-worn course. The changes foretold by the rite of divination have come to pass. Go now in awe as you reflect on the workings of the shroud. Concludes situation, the sign of the visitor. Okay then. And in terms of the first contact, we have some visual images of the aliens that we encountered before. And their appearance has proven delightful to our public, who are now impatient to make closer acquaintance to them. They are receptive to us. Well, I guess that's good that they're receptive. Oh, that's right. Did I actually activate the decision? I don't think so. I wanted to do new bowl life seeding, and that's on a time limit. So I wanted to make sure I didn't forget to do that. So I'm gonna do that at least. And then make sure it actually saves. Have a great time zone, everybody, and I hope to see you again on Friday.